All right, so I have another story for us. This one is, am I the asshole for not changing my tattoo based on my child's pronouns? So basically, the person writing the story, male, 42 years old, got tattoos of the names of their 3 children. I got them going down my arm, and they read from top to bottom, and the names they're listing here are not the actual names, but Andy, Sarah, Kate. I had these tattoos all done at once after Kate was born, knowing she would be last. My oldest child, Andy, trans 22, came out as trans and has declined. She only goes by female pronouns now. My wife, female 41, immediately supported her and made sure that I would too without any argument, or else she would divorce me. It was a huge family issue for a while, but eventually it was solved and everything has been good for the last little while. I slowly am learning more and trying to accept my daughter and her new pronouns and her name change to Athena. The problem arose yesterday when my wife and Athena sat down with me and told me there was an issue. That tattoo going down my arm still reads Andy and not Athena. And my wife claims this is hurting our daughter and putting a strain on our relationship. My wife told me she wants me to get it touched up to correct it, but I explained to her tattoos don't work like that and you can't just change Andy to Athena. I told her I would most likely need laser removal surgery and then would need to pay the cost of a brand new tattoo, which I could not afford either of. I explained how my tattoo is such a non-issue that I don't understand why this needs to be brought up. Athena yelled at me and called me a shitty father and said if I don't support who she is, I just need to leave her life. My wife threatened to go stay with her parents with the kids if I don't, quote, get my act together. I personally don't see the reason to change the tattoo, and this feels like a bigger problem than it should be. So I'm basically wondering if I'm the asshole in this situation. That's a heavy one.
Yes, right.
But I feel like it's an important topic to talk about as well.
Right.
I mean, if they want to pay for it.
I wonder, like, when he says he doesn't have money to pay for it and stuff like that, is that actually that, or is it like an excuse?
An excuse.
Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of wondering about.
And I think what the poster's opinions on the matter should it, like, just because you think it isn't a big issue doesn't mean it's not a huge issue to somebody else. By saying you don't think it's a big issue, you're kind of just pushing aside somebody else's concerns and somebody else's feelings. And I think that's really inappropriate in this situation. You need to at least empathize.
Right.
Yeah, but my whole thing is this man's probably cheap. That's the angle I'm looking at. He's mentioned the money thing. I'm just like, that's
the way. At least the description is like he's lazy in the sense that he's like, oh, I have to go laser removal. I can't just like quickly like touch it up type of thing. Yeah, I think if he truly, let's say, came to terms, because he said in the beginning he had a big like it was like a really rough patch for his family, right?
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen in anecdotally, of course, even if a lot of families, like, they say they accept the member of the family to be either gay or trans or something, right? Is more like they're not that happy about it and they're not embracing it, but they are going to be okay with it just so they don't get cut out of their lives.
Yeah, they're more accepting it because they have to, as opposed to fully supporting the person. And I also feel like, I don't know what the tattoo looks like, but there's always a possibility of putting a symbol or something, or going over the Andy with something else and then putting Athena next to it. Like, there's...
Oh yeah, that'd be a good alternative.
Like, maybe do some sort of symbol that represents something to the family or something else.
Right. Something
along those lines, so you don't have to go the full laser route.
Yeah. I mean, that's a solution. I don't know enough about tattoos to know what's feasible or not, but
I'm pretty sure at the very least, just go to an artist and see what's possible. I'm pretty sure just because you get tattoos doesn't make you an expert. And also, you know, there's a lot of artists that can creatively do amazing things. So, you know, just by saying I have to get rid of it just to get a new one is an assumption that's made.
Yeah, that's why I want to see the tattoo.
Yeah, no, at least I don't believe so. No, it's just the
darn it.
we don't have any comments either. This was just a screenshot. So, but I definitely feel like there's definitely some unresolved issues there, and you know, it's just sad when people don't fully accept people who have different identities.
Right.
Especially when it's family.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot more tough. And also, to me, the biggest thing that was a red flag was it's a non-issue for me, so it should be a non-issue for you. And that's not that's not a good mindset to be in. And if you don't have the money, you save money up over time, you know. It's I feel like he's putting more hurdles in the way.
I guess like, if you're trying to see it from his point of view, the only thing you would say is like, well, like, in a way it's like, my body, my tattoo, like, it really shouldn't have an impact, but definitely with trans people, like, having that validation of their pronouns and everything is a very big, even it may seem small to some people, but just having that simple validation means a lot. So, you know.
Well, and just in that area in general, you know, when you transition to a new name, that old name becomes dead. And even though it might mean something still to maybe the parents, to that person, you're still holding on to a piece of them that isn't them anymore. And that can be pretty damaging.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience in the area. This is just based on some friends and such. So, but either way, it's a reminder of who they were.
Anything to add, Jesse?
I'm just like, this man's lazy, and you really expect him to do something like that? Like, you should already know by now. Like you're like, why you like. Why? Like, they should have already known by now. Like,
trying to expect someone. It's kind of like the hope that they would change, but you kind of already know the pattern type of thing. So it's like, not that you know, but I was like, it's where you should put your energy towards.
Yeah, right? They're just like focusing on the wrong thing.
But we also don't know if there's other hurdles and other things. You know, this is just one instance, and this is the one guy's point of view. You know, we're not getting anything from the other side.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see the tattoo.
I know. I wish we could see the tattoo.